Albeit one of the landmass more modest countries, the Czech Republic will not disillusion explorers searching for probably the best places to visit in focal Europe. Given its size, and gratitude to a top-notch public travel framework, it's a simple nation to get around, especially for those anticipating investing the greater part of their energy investigating the country's wonderful capital, Prague, which has almost interminable touring openings and activities. However, while Prague brags an over-the-top number great attractions, there are sufficient far-removed attractions to warrant investigating via vehicle. Features of an excursion to the Czech wide open incorporate numerous fantastic public parks and preservation zones. Perhaps the most mainstream is suitably named Bohemian Paradise, a space of exceptional characteristic excellence portrayed by various breathtaking stone developments and numerous fine old palaces. Another region worth visiting is Podyjí National Park in Moravia, famous for its enormous, untainted woods. En route, you'll discover various old towns, numerous unaltered since bygone eras and home to fine old places of worship, castles, and public squares, every one of them worth a visit. For thoughts on the best places to visit, read our rundown of the top vacation destinations in the Czech Republic. Number 1. Prague Castle. For most voyagers, the point of convergence of a visit to the Czech Republic is Prague Castle. It's on all Prague agendas. Situated in the city's Hradčany area and dating from the late 10th century, Prague Castle has been key to Eastern European history for quite a long time, and has been home to Holy Roman Emperors, the Habsburgs, Bohemian rulers and, all the more as of late, the Czech Republic's president. Throughout its 1,000-year history, the palace, the biggest on the planet as far as region, has gone through numerous sensational changes in design style, proof of which can be found in the various structures built inside its dividers as the centuries progressed. Number 2. Prague's Charles Bridge. It's difficult to visit Prague without setting aside the effort to navigate the city's most significant waterway crossing, the staggering Charles Bridge, Karlovy most. This acclaimed structure traversing the river Vltava was underlying 1357 and has numerous special focal points along its 520-meter range, including various fine sculptures. Maybe the most acclaimed are those of the extension's namesake, Holy Roman Emperor Charles IV, just as the 1683 sculpture of John of Nepomuk, which respects the nation's most loved holy person who, incidentally, was purposely suffocated in the Vltava. The extension is very mainstream with sightseers and photographic artists for its fine perspectives. The absolute best perspectives are really caught during off-top hours, at sunrise and at nightfall, making for a considerably less packed visit. Number 3. St. Vitus Cathedral. A piece of the Prague Castle complex, St. Vitus Cathedral is most popular as the home of the Bohemian coronation jewels, just as the burial chamber of the Czech public's most adored holy person, Saint Wenceslas. The church has a long history, tracing all the way back to the year 925, when Prince Wenceslas constructed a church on the site. The structure developed alongside Prague's significance, and it before long turned into a basilica after the Prague precinct was set up. There was another time of extension somewhere in the range of 1344 and 1419 when it started its change into a Gothic house of prayer, and the St. Wenceslas Chapel was assembled. Development and fixes continued in the late 18th century, adding neo-Gothic components. Number 4. Prague's Old Town Square and Wenceslas Square. Prague's Old Town Square was the city's first market. Arranged at the crossing point of shipping lanes, it actually has structures tracing all the way back to the 10th century. Notwithstanding its numerous Middle-Age houses, the square is home to huge notable tourist spots, including Old Town City Hall, which holds the astronomical clock, just as St. Nicholas Church. This square has been the site of many extremely important occasions in Czech history, including public executions and political fights. A sculpture of Protestant reformer Jan Hus remains in the middle, and this is a well-known touring region that has Prague's customary Christmas showcases every December. Number 5. Ceský Krumlov Castle. Ruling the old town after which it's named, Ceský Krumlov Castle is astoundingly all-around safeguarded given its age. Dating from the 13th century, a lot of what stands today in this UNESCO World Heritage Site originates from the 17th century, including the Rosenberg Ballroom and the Renaissance Hall, the royal apartments, and the Chapel of St. George. Likewise worth seeing is the palace's old Baroque theatre. Implicit 1682, it's actually utilized for extraordinary exhibitions. Different features incorporate noteworthy assortments of works of art and woven artworks, alongside fine stylistic theme and period furniture. The Ceský Krumlov castle complex contains 40 structures, including fine old royal residences, palace courts, and gardens. Sightseers could undoubtedly go through a few days meandering the grounds, albeit the individuals who need to see the features may appreciate one of the English-language guided visits that are accessible. Number 6. Brno's Cathedral of St. Peter and Paul. High over the old city of Brno is the delightful Cathedral of St. Peter and Paul, one of the Czech Republic's most significant public landmarks. The site of the church initially held an 11th-century Romanesque sanctuary that was subsequently extended to incorporate a grave and a basilica, the remaining parts of which can in any case be seen. In the end remade as a Gothic church during the 18th century, the inside is a Baroque magnum opus planned by draftsman Morik Grimm. Among its most wonderful highlights are the Kapistranka platform and the sepulchre, which is home to burial places as well as the leftovers of Brno's unique city dividers. Number 7. Bone collectors. Czech crypts, tombs, and cemeteries spread across the Czech Republic are various interesting areas devoted to safeguarding the remaining parts of those killed in war or killed by sicknesses, for example, the awful torment that grasped Europe in bygone eras. Yet, what makes these spots much more intriguing are the regularly peculiar manners by which these extremely old human relics are shown. No place is this more clear than in the humble community of Sedlec, home to the renowned Bone Church, the Gothic All Saints Chapel. Here in the Sedlec ossuary, the inquisitive will be remunerated with an opportunity to see the remaining parts of approximately 70,000 individuals who passed on between the 14th and 16th hundreds of years, showed in rather chilling imaginative design, including crests, crystal fixtures, cups, and ringers. Number 8. The colonnades and spas of Karlovy, very frequently alluded to by its old German name of Carlsbad. Karlovy Vary is an absolute necessity visit for anybody intrigued by a valid European spa experience. Set up in 1358, Karlovy Vary has for quite a long time been a well-known objective for Europe's tip-top, from eminents like Peter the Great to renowned arrangers and essayists including Beethoven, Chopin, and Goethe. Proof of the town's 13 hearts, also its innumerable more modest springs, is all over the place. Notwithstanding the huge spas, the town is loaded up with neoclassical and Art Nouveau corridors with drinking and washing wellsprings. A brilliant wellspring sits amidst the Tepla River, shooting planes of water 14 meters into the air. The town is likewise a significant social objective, home to various workmanship displays and exhibition halls, just as the well-known Karlovy Vary International Film Festival, one of the most seasoned film celebrations in Europe. Number 9. Spectacular libraries. The Clementinum and Strahov Monastery, three of Europe's loveliest and most established libraries, can be found in Prague. The biggest, the National Library of the Czech Republic, is in the Grand Clementinum, which sits in the focal point of noteworthy Prague close to the Charles Bridge. This rambling complex of notable Baroque structures is one of the biggest in Europe, and is home to a few focal points. Library Hall is most popular for its frescoed roof, and the astronomical tower lives here too, from which sightseers can appreciate beautiful perspectives. The 12th-century Strahov Monastery, Strahovský Klášter, contains two brilliant libraries, including the Philosophical Library, with its stunning decorations and roof artworks, and the Baroque Theological Library, which highlights magnificent frescoes and plasterwork. These libraries likewise house various uncommon original copies, including the almost 1,200-year-old Strahov Gospel. Number 10. Glassworks of Karlovy Vary. Notwithstanding its numerous fine spa resorts, the flawless town of Karlovy Vary stays one of Europe's most noticeable glassmaking focuses, an industry that has flourished here for over 150 years. An intriguing outing is to the Moser Visitor Center, part of the Moser Glassworks, which was set up in 1857. Because of the abilities and craftsmanship of the neighborhood glassmakers it utilizes, it is generally viewed as one of the world's driving producers of embellishing glass. Voyages through the office incorporate an opportunity to find out about the historical backdrop of glassmaking, visit the industrial facility floor to watch glassblowers at work, and see exactly 2,000 fine instances of glass manifestations in the Glass Museum. English language guided visits are accessible.